Hi guys, hope you're all having a wonderful day. Today for you guys, I figure I would do a quick video on this Studio Series 86 Wreck Gar from the Transformers the movie. I just got this in a couple of days ago from BBTS. It was in my pile of loot, so I decided to go ahead and get a couple of things shipped out. So without further ado, as you guys know, as you guys can see there, I have him in robot mode. And I also have the Wreck Gar from the Combiner Wars series. Just sort of want to put him there so you guys could see that most deluxes should fit in here fine, at least deluxe size Transformers. Although what even is that anymore? Uh, but you could put a variety of figures in here to sort of ride on a motorcycle mode. As far as the packaging, your standard Studio Series 86 packaging. Again, really nice artwork here on the left and on the sides as well. And then you get your product shots right here on the back. You also get, like all the other figures in this series, a nice background. I believe this is Junkion, the planet of junk from the movie, and that's something you could use if that's sort of your thing. As far as the figure itself, I'd figure we could start off in the vehicle mode here. As I said, I have the Wreck Gar from the Combiner War series. Pretty much any of the newer like Hot Rod, RC, even Jazz could probably be sitting here fine. I think anybody bigger like Rademus Prime, obviously. Springer might be a tad too big, but it's something you could try. So we'll take this guy off. We'll probably bring him back for the size comparison. But as far as this vehicle mode, it's really nicely detailed. And sorry, that this is his weapon that goes attached to the back here, but you can take that off. But really nice colors. Fits the character really well from the movie. The wheels spin freely. You have his spikes here, which are also on the character in the movie. Nice clear plastic here on the front, the little windshield, and the seat, the flames on the gas tank, I guess. And they also have the engine nicely detailed there. And you guys could see bottom part there. But yeah, this is a really nice figure. Like I said, a lot of the deluxe size figures are going to be able to fit in here fine. Got his cannons here, so here's a front. No complaints on my end about this mode. I guess just the one thing is these are soft plastics, so these handles here. So I would just be careful with pulling on these maybe too much, but I'm assuming they made them soft plastic, so there's some flexibility here. The other thing is when he's on bike mode, he's got these stands here to help him stand without any sort of assistance. But you can push these in, and then you can kind of roll him, and as you guys can see there, he does roll nicely. But without further ado, I guess we can go through the transformation, and I've already kind of started one step, which was putting in these stands, these pegs that kind of pull out. You kind of just push them in. The next thing to do would be pretty much unclip the legs. So there's pegs here, and I'll do that for you guys. So 1, 2, and you guys can see here there's a hole here for the peg, for this peg here to go into. And once you separate them, you kind of already have the legs. It's a simple transformation. And then the next thing to do would be to separate these legs, and the wheels themselves are put into this hole here. So we'll put the wheel aside for now. Once you have the legs separated, you just kind of move the feet forward to handle, to make them straight. And you kind of already have pretty much the feet already done. Next thing to do would be to separate the hands, the arms here, which are technically the front of the vehicle mode. And again, the tire here is kind of held in place on both sides by these two holes here. And once you have that done, there's also pegs here in this red section, which is a chest that kind of go attached to the arms here. There's pegs, so normally they're like this in vehicle mode, but when you start to separate them, you can just sort of pull them out slightly. And I usually just roll these off to the side to give myself some room. The next thing to do is essentially then just pull this whole chest part, this red part here, forward, and there you could see the head. And then just pull this forward. The next thing then is to push this down, and then this is what goes in the cavity in the chest. So push this in, and then these handlebars, so they're not in the way, you could roll them. I usually roll them all the way back. So now you have that. These arms here have, if you notice, there's pegs here that will go into the chest part once you get it into place. But the one thing to do that I noted is this part here, you kind of, at the waist, you kind of just bend it down. Once that's in place, then essentially you're kind of just taking this red part here and moving it slightly forward, and then these parts here, this brown and gray part, have to sort of go in here. It's a bit of a accordion piece here, right? And so then you're kind of just putting everything in place. And like I said, make sure that these pegs, there's a section here inside the chest that they need to go into. So make sure you line them up and kind of just push in. And then just make sure that this torso part kind of goes in as well. And you kind of have that done. And then the next thing is just the arms. You kind of just flip them down and just kind of turn them, you know, till you get to the joint part, which is here, right? So you're going to make sure that this gray part's facing forward, and you kind of just, these arms are tucked in there, so you kind of just pull them out. And there's one arm, and same thing with the other one. You kind of just down, forward. This gray part always goes forward and with the spikes out. And you kind of just get this out, and the arms are out. And then you can fix his turrets and his chest. And that is pretty much it. It's a very simple transformation, but the figure itself is really, really nice. And then the next thing you could do with the wheel pieces, obviously, like he had them in the toy or the cartoon, you can attach him here to either arm and leg, but I kind of always put them both on the right, one on the arm and one here by the knee. Kind of just push them in, they're tabbed in. And you pretty much there have Wreck Gar. I think this is a very, very accurate toy to what was shown in the movie and the cartoons. One thing that surprised me is I didn't realize he was that tall, and I'll show you in the comparison once we go through the different sizes. For whatever reason, I thought he was a tad smaller. But again, I'm very happy with this figure. It's got really nice articulation. The head here moves left and right, complete 360. The waist, again, fully turns. You could do a full turn if you wanted to. You know, your standard arms, shoulders, bends. The hands here do turn. Obviously the fingers are not articulated or anything. They're held, you know, in place, but you can turn them. The turrets in his chest, I'm assuming this is a ball joint of some kind, but you can turn them any way you like. And wheels freely spin, just like in the bike mode. Here he's got these pouches which are part of the bike. They look like now waist pouches that also are on a hinge here, and that allows you to then, you know, move the legs up and down, etc. At the knee joint, there's also here with the feet, and there's also some ankle tilt. You just have to separate this pink part from the red, and then that gives you some ability to tilt the ankle and the arm. Here's a leg. The only thing is, you can splay him, I guess, pretty far, I would say. There you go. You guys could see that. You could do the splits. But overall, I'm really happy with this figure. As I said, I think they keep doing such a great job with this 86 series movies. This figure is very poseable. The only issue with mine is the waist here seems a bit loose for me. You guys could see there, but it hasn't affected the poseability for me. And there's the back again. The back is fair, it's really clean. You got the handlebars hanging back here, but no biggie. And then also this weapon here that normally goes attached to the back in bike mode, he can hold in his hand here. And you guys can see. But the head there, very, very good, likeness to the Wreck Gar in the movie and the cartoons. Really nice job. And I think if you look at the back, even in bike mode, this is one thing I forgot to show. There's the gauges from the cockpit of the bike. Yeah, but great job. Nice figure. Nicely detailed, great size, and good poseability too. You can pose this guy in a variety of poses. And I think if, at least for me, it's awesome to be able to now have access to all these great looking, figures based on the movie and based on the cartoon, especially if you're a huge fan like me of these things. It's nice to be able to sort of get these to add them to your collection. So good job on that. And then without further ado, here is the size comparison with the other Wreck Gar that I have, which is the Combiner Wars. I think I got this at a Walgreens. One day I was in there buying something and I saw this guy and I thought, why not? But, no comparison there. I mean, I think size-wise, you guys could see. And then accuracy and detail-wise, if you're looking, for 1986 Wreck Gar, then this is your guy. This guy's not so bad. I bought him again just to have a Wreck Gar in my lineup, but I think this guy will probably get retired. But there you guys go. You guys could see him there, size comparison wise. Next thing figure here is next to another Studio Series mate. Here's with Jazz. Again, I didn't realize how much taller Wreck Gar is than these guys, but that's that. And again, they go really well together. So that's that's Jazz. Then we also have here's RC. And there you go. You can even see the size. And I know obviously RC is a smaller robot, but just the heft and size of this guy in comparison to something like RC. So there's that. Put her aside. The next thing we have this is Siege Springer. And these two pair up really well together. Like I had an idea that, these two were, for some reason I thought Wreck Gar was slightly smaller than Springer. He comes off, I don't know if you guys can see it there, but he is slightly taller. The Springer here is standing up, up and down pretty much straight, and this guy's his legs are spread out. So again, I think it still works. This guy is not that much shorter, but it really caught me by surprise by how much taller this Wreck Gar figure is. Then here he is next to Kingdom Ultra Magnus. Now, obviously Ultra Magnus is a much, much bigger figure. You guys could see there. But again, obviously Ultra Magnus is heftier, but height-wise, He's not that much shorter. So again, that's why I was kind of surprised how tall this guy is. But there you guys can see him. And again, they pair up really, really well. Next would be the Studio Series 86 Hot Rod. And you guys can see them there both together. Again, they pair up really well. Again, the size difference really caught me by surprise, but you guys could see them both together there. Put him aside, put him over here. Next thing would be that I have laying around here. It's Rademus Prime. And again, he's just about the same size as Rademus. You know what? Let me stand him up straight so that way you guys could see. You guys could see the size there. So there you go. So it's standing, up and down. They're just about the same size. So we'll put Rademus aside. I'll fix this guy a bit. It looks too stiff. Okay. Now, next thing, I have this Studio Series 86 Grimlock, which, let me see if I could pull this back and up. Obviously, Grimlock being a much, much bigger character, you could see the size difference there. But again, they pair up really well together. So, everyone that I've shown you so far is pretty much my 1986 Transformers movie lineup. And then I did have this Mikey, a Super 7 just laying around. I still haven't put him away. Not that these would pair up together, but just wanted to show there the size comparison. Yep. But yeah, overall, really nice figure. I would say if this is something you're interested in, is definitely a good get. He's very postable. He's got good size and very accurate to the 1986 movie Wreck Gar and the old Transformers show. But definitely a get. Again, thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or comments, certainly let me know, and enjoy the rest of your day and be safe out there. Thanks.